So we have Lab 1-3 from Practical Malware Analysis textbook. Again, we are given an executable for this one. I'm going to skip the first question, the virus total question. The second question, are there any indications that this file is packed or obfuscated? So again, I'm going to use PEview. So I have lab01-03.exe opened up here. The first thing you notice again is we're missing the .tax, the .r data, and the .data sections, and they just says section header data. That's one indication that this might be packed. Again, if we look at the headers, this first one, the size of the raw data is non-existent versus the virtual size is. And then in the other headers, we have also varying sizes, not as significant as the first one though. The big thing being is we're also not seeing an import table at all, which is a good indication that it's packed. And then here in these sections that are unlabeled, or obviously like the data section, we're seeing evidence of strings right here, but they're garbled, so that's a good indication it's packed. Actually, right here where I've highlighted, you can see this isn't the malwareanalysisbook.com domain, even though we're not supposed to recognize it at this point. So the next question goes, can we unpack this? And so in PEview, this .exe, there's not really evidence as to what it is packed with, but if we use PEID, it comes back and tells us that it's packed with a program called FSG 1.0. I was going to download this program and unpack it, but right now the book's slated this for a future exercise, so we won't do it now. The third question, do we have any imports that hint at what this program's functionality? Again, because it's packed, we're not seeing any import table. The only clues I had were one of the sections you can make out the strings for load library and get process address, and if you go into dependency walker and look at the dependency DLL, the kernel 32.dll, we do see those minimal functions. The book notes that just seeing these two functions within a portable executable is another indication that the malware is packed, because this is a common way, or the signature of just having these two is very common with packed malware. The last question, what are the host network-based indicators? Again, there's not really much we can do here, except that because we know that the book for the lab exercises uses malwareanalysisbook.com as a domain, you can kind of see that here, but really we're not supposed to see that, and I'm assuming that we'll come back to this in a later lab. Right, so there's lab 1-3.